Crazy Town, G. Madame Tussaud breaks down the Munich conference and the Russian invasion. Roll it.
Welcome back. The Munich conference, it gives us a distilled way to see so many leaders from so many countries. We are very proud of our vice president our president whose leadership has been outstanding, and the message was delivered to the conference by the vice president. It was well received, it was unifying, it was firm. I was so pleased with how many women who were there were leaders in national security. We met with the head of the EU, the head of the NATO, the mayor of Kyiv. We met with very high-level bilateral meetings. But as you're there, others approach. And for example, the president of Moldova is a woman. The president of Kosovo, a woman, told me that the Russians were successful in having some Serbians on the border put forth a Russian message. Both the foreign minister and the defense minister of Canada are women. We shared some thoughts about what's going on in Canada right now. And our final visit was to the UK. We met with Boris Johnson, but our real host was the Speaker of the House of Commons, with a great welcome to the House of Commons, which is unusual, they tell me, and then a formal luncheon where we could interact with members of Parliament of all levels and all parties. Well, they don't have that many parties, but the fact is they were very united. I introduced some of you to some of the leadership of well, if you look at the map and you see Hungary, and you see how it is encircled, Russia, Belarus, Crimea, which they have taken over, but it's still a danger now to Ukraine. And then you see Poland and Romania and all of those countries just abutting. That's a Russian influence. So I had the privilege of going with President Clinton. He invited 4 members of Congress, House and Senate, Democratic and Republican. The Senate Democrat was Senator Joe Biden. And we went to the expansion of NATO meeting in Paris. And it was so beautiful because they all spoke in such a positive way about NATO. We thought like we were NATO and they were also NATO, but they had ownership and agency and just possession of the NATO possibilities. Putin is saying, push it back pre-1997. Don't ever try to add another country and remove the weapons out of Eastern Europe. That's what he wanted. No, that was not going to happen. So as Barbara, as all of our colleagues have mentioned, diplomacy, deterrence, diplomacy to stop what is going on should he see the light at some point. One of the challenges that we face is coming to agreement on what is the scope, what would the president be allowed to do, what is the scope, what is the geography, what is the timetable of it all, and frequently that has been, shall we say, controversial. If I sound repetitive, it's because I am.
Because I am.
This is a unified effort by our allies in the NATO alliance, and what was proposed was what was agreed to in terms of timing. There are, arguments about you go in. Well, what's the leverage once they go in about how you exercise that? But the fact is, he is in. You haven't seen the depth of these sanctions yet. Putin is probably the richest man in the world. He has these palatial residences that's really what got people in trouble in Russia. So it's about, what is this about? People have to know the truth. They have to know the truth. And part of what Putin is the master of KGB, 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 KGB for his life, his orientation, is misrepresentation. And he's effective at that. This, my friends, is our moment. Any questions?
Kettle one.
We have so many questions. Question one, is there anyone in the Democratic Party who's under 150 years old and can speak in complete sentences? That's question one. Is there one? Between her, Schumer, Biden? Oh, my God. I mean, you wonder why this guy's not deterred from anything. When he looks at these, Biden, Harris, Pelosi, Schumer, McConnell, I mean, who is striking fear in any, I mean, they can barely talk.